I cry out to God, oh my God, to actually witness it and see it falling like that and knowing that lives are at stake.
A plane crash near the heart of Greenwood today narrowly misses a busy gas station. The pilot killed.
Now at 4, the latest on that investigation and what went wrong. We'll tell you all we know. Good afternoon, and it is the breaking news that we've been following all day long from Johnson County.
That small plane went down this morning near Main Street and I-65, less than a mile from the Greenwood airport, and in a busy area packed with shops, restaurants, and gas stations.
Marina Silva has been on this story since it broke, talking with first responders and eyewitnesses, trying to learn anything she can. Marina, can you share what you've been working on today?
Well, Dustin and Felicia, within the last hour, I confirmed with the NTSB that the plane crashed shortly after takeoff from the Indy South Greenwood Airport. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit about where we are right now and what we're seeing. The plane is still here as we await an NTSB investigator to get here and start processing the scene. But this is very different than what it looked like at about 11:30 when we got here. Now, the Greenwood Fire Department has confirmed to us that only one person was in the plane, and we're told from police and witnesses it was a woman in the plane. We're right behind the Circle K gas station, and in fact, the crash happened roughly 20 feet from the building. Now, witnesses are crediting the pilot for not hitting the parking lot that was filled with people, and Greenwood firefighters agree this was scary.
With any sort of accident, there's all kinds of things that go into it. It can be scary for anybody. This could have been a lot worse going into the gas station. Unfortunately, like I said, there's no indication as to how the crash occurred or what factors led into the crash.
The NTSB does tell me that an investigator should be here later today, and they're going to process the plane here and then take it to a secure facility where the plane will then be investigated further. And they're saying it's going to take some time. This is not a quick investigation. Now, coming up at 5, you're going to hear the 911 calls from witnesses as the plane goes down, and they're frantically calling as well from that witness that called. Reporting back to you guys.
All right, Marina Silva, thank you so much. That's certainly a big story we've been working on all day today.
And we'll see Marina again at 5 with the latest. Now on to other headlines at 4 o'clock. Right now, Metro Police are investigating a crash that killed a woman walking across the street. It happened just before 6 this morning near 38th Street and Boulevard Place. Police say the driver tried to avoid hitting the woman who was crossing the street away from a crosswalk. Medics took her to the hospital where she died. We're told the driver of the car that hit her stayed at the scene and is cooperating with police. We'll let you know when investigators release the name of the woman who died.
And a Marion County jury is deliberating verdicts this afternoon for a man charged with a triple murder in Lawrence. Malik Shaw is accused of shooting and killing 27-year-old Spencer Lawson, 19-year-old Aaliyah Wortman, and her 19-year-old cousin London Coleman in the parking lot of a Lawrence apartment complex in April of 24. The prosecution presented evidence that Lawson was set up to be executed during a drug deal. He was shot 26 times. All 3 victims were shot in the head.
Metro Police just announced the arrest of 2 19-year-olds connected, they believe, to yesterday's police shooting on the west side. They sent an officer to the hospital and the suspect, too. Those 2 teens were arrested on preliminary charges for resisting police. The shooting happened yesterday near West 16th Street and Lafayette Road after an officer pulled over a car that had been reported stolen. Police say there were 4 people inside that car. One of the passengers started shooting at the officer as he took the driver into custody. That's what police told us. The 4th suspect is still on the loose. And we just learned the name of a 74-year-old woman killed in a crash on Indy's north side.
It happened around 12:30 Saturday afternoon at the intersection of North Meridian and East 91st Street. That's when police got there and they found at least one car that was involved in the crash. Susan Prince Schwab died at the scene. And we want you to take a look at this. You see this gray smoke in the air. It's at a scrapyard on North Mickley Avenue. This is on Indy's west side. And you see the crews working to put that fire out. Right now, we don't know what started the fire or if anyone was hurt. We're working to learn more, and we reported on another fire at the same scrapyard just last April.
You could see that smoke for miles away. We got a lot of phone calls and emails about it this morning. Now, a look at the weather on this Wednesday afternoon. afternoon. Oh, look at that. What it says at the bottom of the screen there. Our last 90-degree day.
You know,
That
I
caught
thought
my
that
eye.
was yesterday, and I was like, I thought they said it wasn't going to be 90s. Nope, today, 90s, but
Guess
the
who's
last
here?
one.
Lindsay Monroe.
Lindsay Monroe.
Well,
Nice to
hi.
see you during the day and not in the
I know.
morning.
It's so nice getting like a full 8 hours of sleep before you come into work.
Welcome to the bright side.
Yes, I know. And welcome to the last day. Not only 90 degrees plus, but also it's been that humidity factor and the dew points that have been so high. It's just been very hard to be outside for extended periods of time. We're going to end that starting tomorrow.
All right.
So about 24 hours from now when we talk again, we're going to be looking at temperatures in the upper 70s and more importantly, dew point temperatures falling back through the 60s. Right now, we are looking at radar where we've had some pretty heavy storms moving into the northwestern tier of the state. These have been packing a punch, not from a severe standpoint, but the fact that we've had frequent lightning and some very heavy rain, and that's led to some flood advisories to be issued across the far northwestern part of the state. Now seeing a very heavy cell moving just out of the Monticello area, tracking toward Logansport, also over in Benton County, just to the north of Fowler. Very heavy rainfall involved with that. Been checking in with the Storm Prediction Center. There is still a chance, obviously looking at radar, one or more of these storms could potentially contain some damaging wind gusts, which would prompt a severe thunderstorm warning. As of right now, we do not have any severe parameters in effect as far as the severe thunderstorm watches or warnings currently locally. We've also been watching the southern extent of this, where we've had a few pop-up showers, one over Richmond, one just to the east of Greenfield along the I-70 corridor, where we've seen this develop really within the past 15 to 30 minutes. And this is all expanding on the leading edge of this whole complex to our northwest. This line of clouds you see basically draped across the I-70 corridor. We will continue to see these pop-up showers, perhaps even some isolated storms develop along that, because that's right where that cold front's currently located. We've got storms to the north. We've got heat and humidity still in place to the south, where a heat advisory is actually going to remain in effect through about 8 o'clock this evening. It's 89 in Indy now. It's 91 in Bloomington, but these dew points in the 70s are going to be significantly lower come this time tomorrow. We'll talk about that transition to more refreshing air coming up in the full forecast.